Male has reeled off 19 straight victories. They were 9-7 at one point this season, with 6 of those losses coming to teams from out of state in holiday-type tournaments. Their only loss in-state this year was way back on December the 7th when they lost to Ballard right after the start of the season. So Male is on a bit of a run with 19 straight wins. Warren Central has won 14 in a row. Your officials, Mike Walker from Inez, Craig Henson from Calvert City, and John Chamberlain from Aberdeen, Ohio. That's another thing we should point out so far, Lloyd. I think the officiating's been excellent in this tournament. They've let the kids play, and I guess you're always going to have folks fuss and fume a little bit at some calls, but generally I think they've done a pretty good job.
Well, I think they do a great job. I think it's more for the coaches to adjust to it, standing on the sideline and watching. They let you play much more physical in the state tournament, and that's one thing that I learned last year. One thing about it, they're very consistent about the way they call it. And it's new for them all. There's 3 officials out here. It's nice to see that they can get back and cover the fast break now with 3 officials. So let's give them credit. They work hard, they get up and down the floor, and we don't have substitutes for them.
Bryce Hibbert, in fact, made the point that he kind of lost it a little bit and it kind of carried over to his team, and he realized that I have to make an adjustment myself and realize that it is maybe going to be a little bit of a different scenario regarding how calls are made here.
Well, you know, I'm much more hyper than Bryce, and he's one of the low-key people, but you cannot let that transfer into your kids. And I think it was a good point that he made, that he had to settle down so his kids could settle down.
Danny Bates of Whitesburg last night was very calm throughout the entire game. He probably got a little agitated near the end then when the inbounds plays were kind of blowing up on him, but he was very calm even when they didn't get a shot up at the end of a quarter, when it looked like they maybe mishandled the clock management. He just kind of shrugged it off, and I thought showed a great demeanor on the bench. We'll see him in action later on this evening against North Hardin. Warren Central in the blue, trim with the white. Male in the white, trim with the purple and gold. And we're about set for action here. LeVar Carter will jump for the Bulldogs, and he'll stand in against Leroy Wilson of Warren Central. The Dragons will go from left to right. And Mike Walker has the basketball, and we're about set for action. The winner moves to the semifinals against Paducah Tillman, who beat Mason County in our first game today. And the tap is controlled by Male. Ballard in backcourt to Burks and out of Mathis. Mathis whips it front court on the left side to Bush, pumps up a 3. It is off the mark, rebound fought for, pulled off of there by Wilson of Warren Central. Gives to Durant, and here comes the Dragons. Right side it comes to Cummings on the wing. Out front it goes to Forrest. Forrest left side to Durant. Male is man-to-man. Cummings up top against Bush. Now to Forrest, being watched by Mathis. Back to Cummings on the near wing. Cummings drives to the right of the circle, and Bush checks him there. To Forrest, between the rings, left side, they go there to Kirk. Kirk drives into the paint over Ballard, put it up with the right hand, around the rim and in.
Nice patience on Warren Central's part. They're in their motion offense, got a lot of patience, got a layup.
Some pressure here up court by Warren Central. Male handles it. They throw over the top to Carter, front court on the left side. Now to Mathis, spins along the left of the lane to Carter, goes baseline left side. He stepped on the sideline. It'll come back to the Dragons.
One thing I think Mayo needs to look for, they need to look for Mathis to slow down a little bit, get their team in an offense, put Carter in a bad situation on the baseline with the one-on-one move.
Mathis had played so well from about the middle of January through the end of the season, just had a tough day the other day. 2-0 Warren Central. Kirk sideline right to Cummings. Cummings out front to Forrest. Swing it off on the left side there. That is Durant with it. Durant top of the circle. Right side to Kirk against Ballard. Kirk pulls up, shoots a 3. It is no good. A rebound fought for and knocked out of bounds as Bush blocked a foul shot by Wilson. That was screened out by the official here and trying to look around. And in fact, we got a foul called.
It's going to be Forrest at the line for 2.
And it'll be on Carter for Male. That'll be his first personal.
They may have a mix-up here on the foul.
B.A.
I guess
Forrest,
that's the way they're going to leave it.
He'll be on the line for 2. And the first is no good.
Doug, don't you think there have been a lot of free throws missed in the state tournament?
Yes. Well, kids either try to get to the rim to dunk the ball or shoot the 3. There's no perimeter game or no mid-range game. Next free throw missed. Rebound Forrest, tips it underneath the Cummings. Fade away left of the lane, no good. Tip Kirk, no good. Ballard goes up and grabs it for the Bulldogs and hands to Mathis. So the score remains 2-0 in favor of Warren Central, 6.5 to play. Mathis walks it over the time stripe for Male. Warren Central man-to-man. Durant checking Mathis. Johnny to Ballard, left side of the circle, out at the three-point line. Underneath it goes to a cutting Bush, and he is fouled from behind as B.A. Forrest was trailing Bush on the cut and draws the personal. That's his first. So we'll have an inbounds play. Adam Burks to trigger, baseline right. Fakes the lob into Mathis, three from the right corner, count it.
Well, that's Johnny Mathis's forte. Shoots a three if he's open, got a nice set of his feet, got a good shot off from the corner.
First lead change of the game, 3-2 in favor of Male. Down low, this is Kirk posting up left of the lane, wheel and deal against Ballard, and he nails a 6-footer. Nice shot by Brandon Kirk. He now has 4. And as we seesaw back and forth, Warren Central in front by 1. Ballard in backcourt handling, goes down the floor, left side, front court to Carter. LeVar pulls up and lobs it out front to Mathis. Mathis, right side, it goes to Burks, open for a 3. In and out, rebound Carter, right of the lane, got it.
Doug, you know, the success of Male has been how Carter played. And if he has a good game today, look for them to have a good game.
That's our third lead change, 5-4 in favor of Male. Forrest drives along the left of the lane. Reverse layup is good by B.A. Forrest. Pretty move. Took it from the left side of the basket over to the right side, laid it in, and now Warren Central 6-5. Mathis right back for Male. He misses a short shot left of the lane. And we head the other way with Warren Central with the lead. Durant, front court, right side, nearly lost the dribble, comes out to Cummings, throws up a 3, partially blocked by Bush. Kirk retrieves, fadeaway right baseline, off the rim, no good, tipped up and in, Wilson got it.
Nice tip by Wilson. I'll tell you, Warren Central's taking it right to the board with the bigger Male team.
8-5 in favor of Warren Central, 4:55 to play. They throw over the press, Male does to Burks, front court. On the right wing to Bush, back to Burks in the right corner. Down low, they try to dump it to Carter, ball knocked away. Bush goes in and rescues it. Out to Mathis, left side to Ballard. He's open underneath, drives and lays it in.
Nice job for Greg Ballard. Strictly a role player, does his job on the boards, take the good shot when he gets it.
8-7, Warren Central by 1. Durant, front court on the left side, nearly stripped by Burks. Durant tries to throw it inside to Wilson, but Carter takes the pass away. Gives to Mathis, Male running. Mathis, front court, top of the circle, to the line, right side to Burks, and he lays it in.
Nice
Mathis,
penetration.
Yep, good penetration by Mathis, set Burks up for the easy layup. That's our 5th lead change here in the first quarter, 9-8, Male by 1. 4:09 to play, as Kirk now will throw it over the stripe, right side, it comes to Cummings against Bush. Out front to Forrest. Forrest left side to Durant against Burks. Durant to Cummings, left of the circle, now drives to the foul line. Kicks it out right side to Kirk for the 3 ball. Splash.
I tell you, give Kirk credit. He picked up a bad pass from his feet and still got off a good shot.
He's got 7 points now. That makes it 11-9 in favor of Warren Central. Here is Burks out to Carter, left of the circle, stops inside the 3-point line and buries a 15-footer.
Well, I'm sure Coach Hibbert held his breath on that.
Carter coming outside to score. We are tied at 11, first tie of the game. Kirk at the top of the circle. Now takes it to the left of the lane, back out to Forrest. Now he'll take a drive to the right of the lane, pull up from 12 feet, on the rim and no good. Ballard with a rebound for the Bulldogs. Greg will bring it out of the pack himself for a second, now leaves it for Mathis. We are end-to-end action here, very few stoppages in play. Carter, sideline right to Bush, protects the ball, holds it away from Forrest, now drives toward the baseline, Mike to the hole, gets it up on the glass and hits the deck and draws a personal foul. I think it's going to go against Wilson. Or no, I think maybe Kirk. Yep, it's Kirk who got him. That'll be his first.
Well, you know, Doug, Michael Bush just took that ball in and he changed his shot completely. And I've always told my kids what made Richie Farmer so great. He always went to the basket but never changed his shot. So, you know, don't change your shot when you go to the hole.
A couple of subs in for each team. We'll pick them up as they handle the ball. It comes into Mathis for Male. Front court right side. Here's Casey Shoemate, new man in for the Bulldogs, right of the circle. Now to Mathis, sideline right. In for Warren Central is Ryan Anderson. Here's Burks against Cummings with 2:50 to go. We're tied at 11, first quarter. Bush with it, front court left side. Being watched also by another new man, Brock Whitney. Here's a shot by Bush, good as he made a drive from the left of the lane.
Nice move by Michael Bush, a little one-on-one.
13-11, Male out in front. 6 lead changes here in the first quarter. Whitney out in backcourt, guarded by Burks. Works around to the right side through the hands of Anderson. Kind of try to make a move before he actually caught the basketball. We've got a timeout coming with 2:28 left in the first quarter. And our score is Male 13, Warren Central 11. We're back after this message from Kentucky Utilities on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
We're back in Rupp Arena listening in during the Warren Central timeout. The coach said, guys, rotate the ball, rotate, and get it inside. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Robert. Try to draw some fouls on the Male inside people, perhaps. The inbounds to Carter from Burks. Little 2-2-1 pressure here by the Dragons, and nearly worked as Burks' pass deflected out of bounds by Whitney, who got a hand on it. Burks inbounds to Mathis in backcourt, walks it through the big UK here on the floor at Rupp Arena. Mathis slides off to the left at long range, now drives against Anderson, takes it up, and he's fouled. Mathis got daylight that time, beat Anderson off the dribble. Warren Central had to give help, and the foul will go against Wilson. That'll be his first.
Well, Warren Central gave good weak side help, but you have to keep Mathis in front of you if you're going to stop his penetration, even if you have to back off a step.
Grange Insurance will salute Dustin Cape of Butler High School, who was selected as the Grange Most Valuable Player of the 6th Region Boys Tournament. Grange Insurance will make a $100 donation in the name of Dustin Cape to Butler's Athletic Fund. Mathis hit the first free throw. He now has 4 points. And we'll try again. Johnny is 12 for 12 in this tournament from the line. 14-11, Male by 3, and 15-11. Bulldogs by 4 now. Mathis with 5 points, 2:13 left in the first quarter. Durant, front court for the Dragons. Bounce pass right side to Anderson, back to Durant.
Male's gone to a 2-3 zone.
Right side, Anderson fakes, doesn't shoot, out to Durant at the top of the circle. Bounce pass in the paint, it goes to Kirk, had it stripped away, tried to put it on the floor, but rescued. Now out to Anderson, his 3 is no good. War for the rebound off the hands of Kirk and out of bounds. And it will come back into Male. Our friend Lonell DeWalt is in the game for Warren Central, makes his first appearance, coming off the 18-point, 9-rebound effort against Ryle, overtime win. Here's a pass deflected, and it goes out of bounds, and it will still be Warren Central's ball.
Well, with DeWalt in the game, it'll give him a lot more muscle and a little more offense underneath the board against this zone.
Whitney will take it out of bounds in front of the Male bench. Throws it in to Kirk, and now to Durant between the circles. Durant backs up on the dribble. 1:43 left in the first quarter. Now to Whitney, to Durant, right of the circle. West takes a look, and now out front to Whitney again. Bounce pass in the paint to Kirk, turns, dumps it low to DeWalt, muscles it up, and he draws the foul. Carter and Bush had him in a sandwich there, and they could call either one. As it turns out, they call Carter, and that'll be his second foul.
The young man's certainly not afraid to take it into the basket and try to go up with the shot. He's going to be on the free throw line for 2.
He'll have 2 shots, as Lloyd said. The first is good. Stay tuned at the half when we will present the Lexington Herald Leader Sports Report. We'll recap the first half stats, read the new Lexington Herald Leader, where every day is different. DeWalt on the line for his second one. 15-12, Male by 3. Second shot rolling in there for him, 15-13 with 1:33. Ballard to Mathis with the inbounds to Bush in backcourt. Fires it long to Shoemate with numbers, 2-on-1. Casey to the hole, scores, and he's fouled by DeWalt.
Well, Doug, Warren Central went in their full court press, and the middle man didn't cover the middle. And if you get it inside, get it in the middle of the floor, it's going to be 3-on-1 or 3-on-2 going the other direction. Male gets an easy layup by Shoemate. He's going to go to the line. They're
doing, Steve McKinney comes in for Male. Male is doing less dribbling today. They're throwing over the top of the pressure a lot. That's helped them a lot in this game so far. Well, Shoemate on the line. We've talked about Warren Central's young kids. Stephen McKinney's going to be one of the great players at Male. He's 6'2" sophomore. Seeing a lot of nice sophomores in this state tournament. Shoemate completes the three-point play. So he has 3 points, 18-13, Male by 5 with 1:25. Durant against McKinney, works to the left side, gives it there to Cummings on the wing. Cummings comes out front to Anderson against Mathis. To Kirk, foul line extended left, out behind the three-point line. Kirk now spins his way down the left of the lane, forced it up over Ballard and got it off the window. Tough shot, but he got it down, and Brandon Kirk with 9 points here for Warren Central. Mathis in the corner with it after taking the inbounds, gives to Bush, and Mike starts up, dribbles through, now gets it left side to Ballard. To Bush, left of the lane, moves to the foul line, the lefty pulls up and fires, back of the rim no good, goes after his own rebound, and he's over the back.
I tell you, Kirk can certainly match a muscle for muscle inside with the big guys, and he's definitely going to take Ballard underneath and try to use his strength, and he already has 9 points. He's really doing a nice job. Kirk also with a rebound in this contest. Male with the
Warren Central with the edge on the boards here, 7-3 at this point. Here's a pass inside as Bush tries to go up or rather Durant tries to go up and draws the foul, and I think this will be 2 on Mike Bush very quickly. 2 on Bush, 2 on Carter for Male.
Well,
and we're still in the first quarter.
They're going to put Burks back in the game, I'm sure, for Bush, and
it'll be Durant at the line. And his first shot is good. Wes, 10 points in the win over Ryle. And B.A. Forrest comes back for Warren Central, replacing Anderson. Burks is back in the game for Mike Bush.
That'll move Shoemate down to the stronger spot.
Free throw good by Durant. 2 points for him in the game. That makes it 18-17. Warren Central back to within 1.
Troy McFarland in for Warren Central.
Inbounds pass is nearly stolen. It is stolen by Kirk. He lays it up and in. Kirk with 11 points. Another lead change, 7 in the game, and it's 19-18 Warren Central. Mathis takes the inbounds with 30 seconds left to Burks in backcourt. Back to Mathis. Long pass front court right side to Shoemate. Nearly lost it. Out to Mathis. Sideline right. Drives into the paint. Left side to Burks. Daylight at three-point range. Off the back of the rim, no good. A rebound, Kirk. 19-18. Warren Central by 1. Kirk whips it ahead to DeWalt. Goes up by himself. He lays it in.
Well, Male's going to sleep like they have a few times this year. It's starting to tell on them a little bit.
Burks in backcourt, nearly lost the dribble, just holds on to it. Now throws cross court to McKinney, and that's the end of the first quarter. And after 1, it's Warren Central 21 and Male 18. We're back after this on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
We're back in Rupp Arena. Warren Central leading 21-18 during the huddle. I listened in on the Male coach, and he said, look, guys, we're in foul trouble already. We're going to have to go zone. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Robert. It'll be Warren Central's basketball, and Wes Durant has possession. Dragons leading 21-18. And with the ball, Cummings on the right wing, out front to Durant. Over to Forrest on the left side at long range, gets a screen, comes to the top of the circle, around to the right of the lane, right corner to Cummings, fakes the 3, moves inside the line, cross-courts it down to Durant. Durant drives into the paint, lost it, loose on the floor. McKinney has it, comes up with it, has trouble, fires it ahead down to Mathis, blows the layup. Shoemate follows it back, and a whistle. We've got a foul call. It'll go against the Dragons. Male able to come up with a loose ball and force the tempo that time. The foul against Cummings of Warren Central.
Doug, I'm sure a lot of fans in the stands thought there's probably 2 or 3 double dribbles, but the rule says you must have control of the ball, so those are considered fumbles.
No free throws here, not in the act of shooting. And the inbounds from Burks to Ballard. Ballard looking to go baseline on a drive, shovels it off inside Shoemate. He fumbles it out of bounds. Bryce Hibbert is saying, what is going on with my ball handling here all of a sudden? 21-18, Warren Central by 3. As Durant will walk it up. Male sits in the 2-3 zone. Durant straight in on the dribble. Bounce pass near side to Cummings. Works his way to the top of the circle. Left side to Durant. Durant on the dribble. Comes to the top of the key and stops. To Forrest, left side. Down in the corner to DeWalt. To a cutting Kirk in the lane. Turns from left to right. Fade away no good. And Ballard, uncontested rebound. Didn't have to jump. Grabbed it for the Bulldogs. Gives to Mathis in backcourt. Johnny starts up. Loping down the far sideline across the stripe. Baseline right, he goes to Shoemate. Casey inside, can't score. But a foul against Warren Central, and I think DeWalt will be called here, and that'll be his second foul.
Doug Lawnell, DeWalt, he needs to learn to get back very quickly. If he's going to play on that back line, you quit playing around with the guards in the back court. Then he got a lazy foul for 2 free throws here for Shoemate.
The young guys want to play offense, maybe more than defense too at this stage. Shoemate hits his second free throw of the game. He has 4 points. Wilson and Anderson come in for DeWalt and Forrest for Warren Central.
And for our fans down in Western Kentucky, Shoemate's brother, Chris Shoemate, plays for Murray. I think he's injured this year, but he is one of their key players.
Free throw up and good by Casey Shoemate, who has 5 points. 21-20, Warren Central still with the lead with 6:45 to go. Durant directing traffic as he comes into the offensive end. Male still in a 2-3 zone. Durant, sideline right to Anderson. Skip pass over to Cummings, left side. Brandon to Durant at the top of the circle. His three ball is off the mark. Ballard collects another Bulldog board. Brings it out of the pack himself. Long one bounce pass to McKinney. Working from left to right. Cross court, far side. Now to Mathis out front. Mathis with 6:20 to play in the half. Long range on the left side. Johnny yo-yos the dribble with the right hand. Doesn't have anything, backs it out of there, looks to set something up, goes behind his back, top of the circle to the foul line, stops and jumps and missed it. Rebound Ballard, out front to Mathis. Now starts his drive left of the lane, pull up 12 feet, no. Rebound on the floor, Wilson picks it up for Warren Central. Needs some help and goes with it to Durant. And West comes across the stripe. Durant at the top of the circle, right side to Anderson, back to Durant at the top. A three from the right of the key is on the way and good.
Had a lot of rim with it, but he got a good look and he took it.
5 points for Durant, 24-20 Warren Central. McKinney, sideline left, front court, dribbles around Durant, pulls up from 10 feet, glass and rim, and he got it.
Great job by McKinney, goes down, goes straight up, takes it off the glass.
24-22 as Warren Central tries to throw a pass here on the near sideline, deflected by Mathis and out of bounds. Scott Greer is coming into the game for Male, 6'7", 200-pound sophomore. His first appearance here in this game. 5:25 left in the half, 24-22 Warren Central. In the paint it goes to Kirk, turn around at 10 feet, off the mark. Rebound to Shoemate. Fakes the long outlet pass, gives to Mathis. Johnny front court down the left sideline to Ballard. On the baseline left side to Shoemate. Wheel and deal along the left of the lane. Fade away good by Casey Shoemate. He's given Male 7 points off the bench. And we are tied at 24, our second deadlock of the game. Warren Central attacking. Cummings on the left sideline. Spins around to get out of foul, comes toward the top of the key. Bounce pass to Kirk in the paint, and he's called for steps. They're getting it to him very easily, though.
They're getting it to him very easily, but when he turned around, he was facing two guys that made him stutter step and going to the walk. Warren Central needs to penetrate the zone a little bit more, keep kicking it around, be patient with their threes. Warren Central's 2 for 6 from the three-point line, Male 1 for 3. So Warren Central's lined back up in their deny press. Ballard will take it out of bounds underneath.
Greg Ballard looks to get it in. Troy McFarland in for Warren Central, gets it into Matthews. And now Greer will bring it across front court on the left sideline. Out to Mathis to get out of trouble. Down the left side to McKinney, goes baseline left of the lane, dumps it off. He's called for steps. Tried to get it to Greer.
Offensive foul.
Or rather, an offensive foul is right, Lloyd.
McKinney
with the charge.
Well, he came down the time before and was very patient, got 2 points. He came down this time, got impatient, and got himself in trouble driving the baseline and charged.
Turned it over. Now McFarland out. Cummings is back in.
Well, Bryce Hibbert has to be very happy. It's 24-24 with Carter and Bush both on the bench with 2 fouls, and then we also have Adams Burke on the bench getting a rest. So Male can hang in there.
Casey Shoemate trying to fire up the troops there. He was barking some orders to his teammates. Anderson to Durant, left side to Cummings. We're tied at 24, midway second quarter. Durant on the dribble at long range for Warren Central. To Anderson up top, left side they go to Cummings. Cummings to Anderson at the top of the circle. His three straight away, off the mark. War for the rebound. Wilson goes up to get it, sticks it back, no good, but draws the personal foul.
Well, Wilson went up strong, and that's why he's averaging 16.4 points per game. A lot of strength, a great jumping ability, a very quick jumper. And with Bush and Carter on the bench, it's going to be a lot easier for those Warren Central big guys to work inside.
Greer drew the personal foul, and Wilson's free throw is no good. You can hear every game of the Sweet 16 on the internet. If you can't catch a broadcast on your local radio station, join us on the web at www.khsaa.org. And by the way, while we're on that particular subject, Julian Tackett from the KHSAA mentioned to me that he has gotten some email from soldiers listening or on the internet in Afghanistan listening to the Sweet 16 from Kentucky, and we certainly appreciate their interest, and we more than appreciate their work overseas. Here's Mathis driving to the basket, drives and lays it in. Johnny Mathis with now 7 points in the contest, and Male with a 1-point lead, 26-25. Here is an attack by Forrest. Down the baseline left side, out to Wilson, up top to Anderson. Right side, they go to McFarland, open for a three. Around the rim, no good. Another offensive board, Wilson. Left it short, and Male knocks the rebound out of bounds.
Well, once again, Wilson and Kirk are in there pounding the boards, and Male hit it out of bounds from the back. They'll probably set up in a zone here for an out of bounds. Warren Central's going to line up, it looks like 4 across the free throw line possibly.
Durant and Cummings come back in. Forrest and McFarland sit down for Warren Central. They do line up 4 across the foul line, and Anderson gets it into Wilson deep on the right wing. He lost the ball. It's loose on the floor. Picked up by Mathis. Mathis in a foot race with Cummings. Johnny lays it in.
Well, Johnny Mathis is a great guard when he plays under control, and that's what he's doing right now, and that's what Male needs.
Durant right back to the offensive end. Cummings drives down the left of the lane, banks it up and in. Brandon Cummings, his first basket of the game. And it's 28-27, Male by 1. Ballard in backcourt as the pace quickens, gives to Mathis. Mathis foul line, takes it into the paint, dishes it off to Greer. He lays it in.
Mathis has taken over the leadership part for Male down the stretch here.
30-27, 3:10 to play in the half. Male by 3. Durant to Kirk at the top against the 2-3 zone. Kirk on the dribble, gets it now to Durant as he comes from left to right, right of the circle, right side to Anderson, floats it to Cummings, left of the key. Cummings now drives to the foul line. The runner good from the free throw line.
Another nice basket by Cummings. A lot of concentration, good shots.
He has 4 points now, 30-29, Male by 1. Ballard throws over the press to Shoemate, 2-on-2. Casey wheels right of the lane, good pass underneath to Greer. He lays it in. He'll get all he can eat under there if they can continue to break the press. 32-29, Male by 3. 2.5 to play. Durant walks it over the stripe. First half, Doug Orme, Lloyd Gardner from Fairdale with us for this ball game as Kirk misses the three-point shot, and Greer, who's done a solid job off the bench for Male, grabs the rebound and hands to Mathis. Mathis across the time stripe against Durant. Floats it low to Ballard over his head, intercepted by Kirk. Behind the back dribble, tries to do it again, taken away. Mathis with a steal to Shoemate, missed the shot, blocked. Mathis there to put it in.
Once again, Mathis had his hands on the ball, caused Male to get a basket. Warren Central needs to settle down here, get a good shot. They took a couple of bad shots, they rushed it. You got to hold the ball when they're pressing you and get it up the floor.
Cummings deep on the left side to Durant, fakes the 3. And now retreats on the dribble with 1:40. Bounce on the right side to Anderson. Out front to Durant. Looks at the 3. Kicks it out left side to Cummings. In the left corner to Durant. Goes baseline. Throws a bad pass. Intercepted by Mathis. He juggles for a second but gains control. And here comes Male. Mathis playing much better today than he did in the opening round.
Well, it's a good thing with all their foul trouble on the bench. They need the leadership by Mathis.
Mathis penetrating. Gets off balance. Puts it up. No good. But he draws the foul. And I'll tell you what, Ballard set a solid screen on Durant at the top of the circle. The foul against Kirk is his second.
Well, Bobby Redmond tried to get Ballard to play tight end for his football team, and you can certainly understand if you know what tight ends do in that game, why they would want Ballard on that football team, and what a pick he did set.
Mathis will be at the line.
I think the strength of the Male guards is showing up a little bit here.
And Johnny hits another free throw. That's 14 in a row in this tournament. He has 12 points.
He is the only one who's hitting free throws consistently.
Teens and Tobacco's scoreboard update. California leading Penn 30-22, 6:18 to play in the first half NCAA tournament. Earlier, Creighton beat Florida 83-82 in double overtime. Mathis misses for the first time. And Wilson retrieves the missed shot, gives to Durant, now left side to Cummings. Cummings fakes the 3, out to Durant at the top against the 2-3 zone. Back to Cummings on the left side, his 3 off the mark, and Greer lost it and regains it. Took it away from DeWalt, who is back in for Warren Central. Gives to McKinney, and Stephen across the time stripe. Picks up the dribble and hands to Mathis. 50 seconds to play in the half, 35-29 Male. Bulldogs trail 21-18 at the end of the first quarter. Shoemate, right side of the circle. Gives to McKinney down the right of the lane. He lost it, got in trouble there, but may get bailed out with a foul against Warren Central. It's going to go against Anderson, and that'll be his first. You have not heard the names LeVar Carter and Michael Bush for Male for a long time. They got 2 fouls in the first quarter and have sat out this entire second period. And guys like Greer, Shoemate, McKinney have done a great job for Male.
Well, they've been very fortunate, Dave. They're playing with Mathis and Ballard, the only 2 starters, and that was kind of ugly.
McKinney missed the shot short and wide to the right as we look at the basket. 35 seconds to go. 35-29, 6-point lead. Cummings at the 3-point line left side, gives to Durant They work it around the perimeter, down in the corner to Anderson. Low it goes to Wilson on the block, head and shoulder fake, hits the 6-footer.
Take it inside. Ballard stood there, hands up. That's all he could do. Banked it off the glass. Warren East got a good shot.
35-31. Warren Central back to within 4. Shoemate, front court right side for Male. Double teamed to a cutting
Nice
Mathis at the
backdoor.
free throw line. Now to Ballard. Wheels, gets DeWalt in the air and lays it in. Greg Ballard with another basket. And the clock is going to run out, and Anderson could not make the last second attempt for Warren Central. And play set to begin. Welcome back to Rupp Arena. Males basketball as we get the third quarter underway. Bulldogs going from left to right. Mathis with the ball at the midcourt stripe, works to the left side, long range. Still on the dribble, now lobs it down low, threw it too tall for a leaping Carter, and Wilson intercepts the pass. For Warren Central to Durant, left side to Forrest. B.A. drives against Bush, ball knocked away by Carter, and Burke up with a loose ball. Long lead pass to Mathis, front court on the left side. He's double teamed in the corner, clears it out to Bush on the left side. Mike with Forrest after him, works to the left side, long range to Ballard, top of the key. Right side they go to Mathis. They want to try to go down low to Carter, and Kirk is playing him tough on the right block. Mathis backs it out of there and now looks to reset the offense. Right side to Burks. Burks dribbles to the three-point line, right of the circle, and knocks in his first 3 of the tournament.
Well, Doug, as you told me at halftime, if Burks gets hot, look out, because Male could really put up some points, and that is his first three-pointer in the state tournament.
That gives him 5 points today, and that really would open up the inside for the Bulldogs as well if he is a threat from the outside. Male in the zone. Cummings to Durant, left side to Forrest. Forrest down low to Kirk, wheel and deal. One of the
It's going to be one of the Male players.
Yep, Wilson went flying across the lane.
Michael Bush.
That'll be his 3rd foul.
And right quickly, here comes Shoemate off the bench.
Bush has really had no chance to get his game going today. He's just made some mistakes with the fouling.
Well, he's certainly so big and so strong, you can't hide him.
No, that's for sure. Durant looking. Comes into Kirk in the left corner, lobs it out now to Forrest. 6:45 to play. We're in the third quarter. Male up by 8, 39-31. Here's a 3 by Durant from the deep on the left side. No good, and Mathis with a rebound, hustles up the floor. Still in backcourt, now retreats, picks up the dribble, throws over the line left side to Carter. LeVar out to Mathis, and now to Ballard at the top of the key. Ballard now dribbles toward the left side of the circle, checks, gives to Mathis on the left side, goes baseline, pull up at 10 feet. On the rim, no good. Tip Carter, no. War for the rebound, won by Ballard out here near midcourt. Ballard has not dribbled. Now he gets it to Shoemate in the right corner. Way out front to Mathis, and Male resets. Warren Central playing man-to-man. Ballard holds it high over his head. Nearly had it knocked away by Forrest. To Shoemate down the left of the lane, up over Wilson. He got it. Shoemate.
He does a quick pump fake with you when he does that penetration, gets you up off your feet, and then he goes up and shoots it off the glass.
41-31, Male by 10. This is their biggest lead, and we've got a 30-second timeout called. It's going to be a full, though. It's the first time out of the half. 5:47 to play in the third. Male 41, Warren Central 31. We're back after this from the Kentucky State District Council of Carpenters and the Teens and Tobacco Program on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. Play set to resume. Ryan Anderson is checked in for Warren Central. He's got the ball now to Cummings on the left side. Back to Anderson. Male in that zone. Now to posting up Wilson at the foul line. He tries to drive the lane. Lost it. Retrieved by Cummings. Hangs in the air. Shot off balance. Way short. Carter with a loose ball.
Not good patience by Warren Central at all.
Shoemate. Cross-court pass. Lookout. Threw it right into the Male bench. And that's a turnover for the Bulldogs. Casey Shoemate upset with himself with that bad pass. But he's played well today. Off the bench, 9 points in a reserve role. 41-31 still the lead for Male. Wilson fakes Carter, drives down the lane, takes it up and missed the layup. Rebound hustled down by Wilson in the right corner. Whips it out to Anderson, wide open for a 3. Rainbow is off the mark, and Burks with a rebound. Adams starts up for Male. Comes out of the backcourt, walks it over the time stripe. Bulldogs by 10, 41-31. Durant goes after Mathis and the ball, and got Mathis. And that'll be a foul against West Durant.
Well, I tell you, Male lucked out of that. I mean, they got a foul out of that, and it was actually an over and back call by Male.
Inbounds pass, and wait a minute, the Male threw it in, and I think Warren Central wants to get a sub in. B.A. Forrest coming in replacing Cummings. So we'll have another inbounds pass.
I tell you, Tim Riley needs his team to be very, very patient, play good defense. They can't afford to get much farther behind against Male.
41-31, 10-point spread as Mathis comes to the offensive end for Male. Right side to Carter. He's deep out there at the three-point line to Burks. Left side of the circle to Mathis. Whips it underneath, but Ballard could not hold on to it.
2 turnovers and 2 trips for Male. Certainly not what they need to continue this lead or even make it bigger.
Bryce Hibbard pacing across the way, the Male coach. Tim Riley up in front of the Warren Central bench. Male man-to-man now. Out front, this is Kirk with it. Kirk left side of the circle to Anderson. Anderson working against Mathis. Works to the top of the key at long range. Down the right side to Forrest in front of the Dragons bench. Forrest into the corner, out to Kirk at the three-point circle, guarded by Shoemate. Kirk drives to the right of the lane, banks it up, it won't go. Burks had the rebound and had it knocked away, but it went right to Carter. 4:20 to play in the third. Male still by 10, 41-31. Warren Central man-to-man. Anderson against Adam Burks. Anderson left side to Carter. He looks down low at Ballard. Carter left of the lane, up top to Shoemate against Forrest. Shoemate puts it on the floor to the foul line. Right corner to Burks for the rainbow three. Shot it long. Rebound Ballard. Lost it. Loose on the floor. Forrest scraps for it. So does Shoemate. Gets it to Ballard. Ballard goes up and he's fouled. Shoemate made that play though. Going down on the floor. Great hustle. And got the ball to Ballard, who drew the personal foul against Warren Central.
Doug, it looked like an exchange on a tag team match right there. People diving for the ball and going after it. Once again, Shoemate and Ballard, the strength of that inside game of Male proved to be the stronger.
Forrest commits the foul, and Ballard will go to the free throw line. And Greg's shot is good. He has 5 points. Here comes DeWalt and Cummings in for Wilson and Forrest for Warren Central. Time for DeWalt to get going. He has 4 points coming off the 18-point game that he had the other day against Ryle in the overtime victory by the Dragons. Ballard ready again. Good again.
If there's been an unsung hero this game, it has to be Ballard.
43-31, 3:50 to go. Third quarter, and Male extends the lead to 12. Brandon Kirk now hands to Anderson, down the left side to Cummings. Cummings off a screen to the top of the circle, penetrates to the right of the lane, knocked away, foul called. It'll go against Male, and this will be on Carter. That'll be his third. He was reaching, trying to get the steal. So Bush on the bench with 3. Carter now plays with 3, but not for long. Here comes Scott Greer, who did well, 4 points, a couple of rebounds in the first half. And now here is Durant trying to get the inbounds pass. He does to Cummings. Cummings to Anderson. Anderson floats it on the left side to Cummings. He's double teamed there by Burks and Ballard for a second. They work it around the perimeter. Now inside it goes to DeWalt. He tries to muscle it up. He can't get it to go. Rebound loose though, put up and in. And the basket by Kirk and a foul against Male. Kirk with the bucket. He has 13, Lloyd.
Well, they made nice penetration. Lionel DeWalt kind of lost a handle on it, and Kirk, as active as he is in the paint, got the ball, gave a little head fake and went back up. For a small guy, he was giving up about 5 inches to LeVar Carter. He's matched up much better now against Ballard and Shoemate.
Kirk will be on the line. The foul against Green of Male. And here's the three-point try. Good by Kirk. So now he has 14 points in this game. Got another substitution in here. Troy McFarland for Warren Central. The Dragons going to the pressure, 43-34, and they nearly swipe it from Mathis. And a foul against Forrest of Warren Central.
Greer didn't stay in very long. McKinney's come in to replace him.
Try to get some ball handling and some dribbling and passing skill in there. Ballard looks to get it in against the full court man-to-man. Comes into Mathis. Back to Ballard underneath his own basket. Bounces ahead to Mathis. Johnny now breaks the pressure. Comes ahead to the foul line to a driving Burks. Shovels to Shoemate, and he lays it in.
Where you draw it up. Penetration, kick, dish to the man on the weak side block.
45-34. Male extends to 11 now as we near the 3-minute mark. McFarland deep on the left side. Forrest comes to around to the top of the circle to the right of the lane. In the right corner to Cummings for a 3. Count it.
Well, Brandon's a much better player when he has his feet set and he can step to the line. That's his second three-pointer.
8-point lead, 45-37, Male on top. Ballard down the floor to Burks, right wing. Didn't have Shoemate breaking underneath. He keeps the ball, goes to the foul line, pulls up, buries it.
Nice jump shot.
Burks with 7, 47-37. Male back to a 10-point advantage. 2.5 to play in the third. McFarland across the stripe, penetrates the right hash mark. Out front to Cummings, gets his feet set, unloads the three. It won't fall. Rebound volleyballed around. Up with it is Kirk. He dribbles down the right side of the lane, takes it up in traffic, can't score. Ball loose again, comes up with it this time Burks. Now nearly throws a bad pass, but Shoemate in the right spot rescues it. Needs some help and calls a timeout with 2:07 left here in the third quarter. It'll be a 30-second break. Or it'll be
30 seconds.
It's a 30-second timeout. Gives us a chance to tell you about, if you're thinking about attending the girls' Sweet 16 in Bowling Green, also think about visiting the National Corvette Museum and taking a boat ride in historic Lost River Cave. Make your hotel reservations soon and be a part of the fastest growing sporting event in Kentucky, the girls' Sweet 16 in Bowling Green. For more information, contact the Bowling Green Area Visitors Bureau at area code 270-782-0800.
Well, Doug, every game that Male plays, that tough schedule with Oak Hill Academy and St. Vincent St. Mary's with LeBron James, probably the best player in the country, Westchester, California, all those big games are going to pay off for Male down the stretch, and they've seen just about everything a team can say. Now all they have to do is execute.
47-37. Here's the inbounds to McKinney, who's in the backcourt. This press is bothering the Bulldogs, though, and they turn it over. That's really got to be frustrating after you call a timeout to talk about what you're going to do.
Well, McKinney made a cardinal sin. He dribbled to the baseline and got caught in the corner. Didn't have any place to go, and I think he dribbled it on the baseline.
We've got another full timeout, this time with 2:04 left. We're back after this on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
We're back in Rupp Arena. Louisville Male, 10-point lead, listening in on the Warren Central bench during that timeout. Threw up an offensive play for this inbounds, and then he said after that, let's clamp down defensively. Back to you.
Wes Durant to inbound for Warren Central, baseline left side. Comes in with it there, that's Cummings. They quickly double up on him. He tries to feed it down low, and it's knocked away by Ballard, and McKinney up with a loose ball. Gives to Mathis in backcourt, 47-37. Mathis throws a pass that McKinney wasn't looking for, the ball out of bounds, and it'll come back to Warren Central. McKinney turned his back, and he turned it just as Mathis was throwing the ball. So it's Warren Central's basketball now. Male shooting at 63.3%, Warren Central 40% here in the late going. Here's a bad cross-court pass stolen by McKinney. Steven going to take it to the goal, he lays it in.
Nice steal, nice layup.
49-37, 12-point lead for Male. Durant in the paint, it goes to Wilson, fadeaway right, left of the lane rather, missed, and Ballard boards for the Bulldogs. Greg Ballard playing well off the glass, 7 rebounds for the Male senior. Mathis, front court, left side, that's Burks. Down low to Ballard, posting on the left block. Now faces up against DeWalt. Bounce pass underneath on the baseline right side to Shoemate. Kind of got off balance there and tried to feed it outside, hit the deck, and they're going to say he was fouled by Wilson.
Well, it's still very physical underneath, and Ballard's just doing a yeoman's job, and Shoemate, of course, they're much bigger and stronger, and if Warren Central's going to get back in this game, they're going to have to be patient on the offensive end. They're playing good enough defense.
Burks to Mathis, off-balance baseline jumper, right side, no good. Shoemate tried to follow it, no good, and then Casey foul as Wilson established good position and boxed him out. Shoemate with his first personal foul. Male with just a slight edge on the boards, actually, 18-16. Shoemate has come in and played real well. He has 11 points, 3 rebounds. Top rebounder for
Wilson
Warren Central.
has 8.
Right, he has 8. Durant, left side to Forrest, 49-37, under a minute to play in the third. Out front to Cummings. Cummings between the rings. Left side, they give it now to Forrest. Forrest working from left to right at long range, working toward the right side of the lane. Out to Durant. Deep on the right side. Durant just dribbling and hands to Forrest.
Male back into man-to-man.
Left side, they go to DeWalt, being watched by Ballard. 35 seconds to go. Ballard against DeWalt, and a whistle down low away from the ball. We've got a foul against Shoemate. Casey with his second personal foul.
It's his second.
12-point lead for Male with 34.2 seconds left in the third quarter, and Brandon Kirk will come back in for Warren Central.
Doug, one thing that's interesting, Male has pushed their man-to-man. They're playing 6, 8, 10 feet behind that three-point line.
Here's the inbounds underneath the Kirk. He cut to the basket, missed a little shot inside. The rebound fought for, out of bounds. It'll belong to Warren Central still. Boy, Kirk had a wide open shot off the inbounds.
But how tough it is to just lay it over the lip of the rim.
You're caught in between. You don't know whether to try to hit it in off the square or just kind of drop it straight in, and consequently you usually hit the back rim. Here's Cummings into the right corner with Durant. 23 seconds left to Wilson, right of the lane, whips it underneath. The pass to Flex, but it comes to Forrest, left side, drives the baseline. Nice dish.
Nice
and there's
play.
Kirk for the basket.
Ballard picked up the baseline drive. He dished it off to his center in the middle.
Ballard with, Kirk with 16 points, and now off the inbounds pass, a foul in the backcourt against Warren Central.
Kirk, I think, 44. It's his first.
49-39 is the count. McFarland back in as we have a bit of a stoppage. 3 fouls here on Kirk, and he sits down as DeWalt comes back in. Male with a 10-point lead. 12, I think, has been their biggest advantage today. And full court pressure up the court against the Bulldogs. Ballard slaps the ball, gets it into Shoemate. Shoemate up ahead to Mathis, off his hands though, and stolen away by Mathis again. Takes it back up and on the rim, and it does not roll in, and that's the end of the third quarter. So Male still by 10, the Bulldogs 49 and Warren Central 39. We're back after this from the Kentucky State District Council of Carpenters and Grange Insurance on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
With a 10-point lead, Louisville Male coach Bryce Hibbard told his team defense will win this game. Get out there, get in front of your man, and you'll win and be in the semifinals in the morning. Back to you.
Teens and Tobacco scoreboard update. NCAA tournament. Cal leads Penn 54-43, 14:07 to go. First half, Illinois on top of San Diego State 27-17. Here it's 49-39, Male by 10. Warren Central's ball as we start the fourth. Forrest to the top of the circle, nearly lost the dribble. Mathis takes it away. Ball goes knocking into the backcourt, and they're going to say an over and back because apparently one of the Dragons touched it after Mathis did. And they're going to give it to Male.
Well, there never was an exchange. On a defensive exchange, you can go over and back. That's not what the referee called.
Bush is back in for Male. Mike's only played 8 minutes and 31 seconds. Forrest is all over him.
Way too physical.
And draws the personal foul. Bush getting frustrated. Mike's only played 8 minutes and 31 seconds today. He himself has gotten into foul trouble.
Doug, you know that Bush is saying, I'm sitting over on the bench and only played 8 minutes, and you're letting him beat the tar out of me. Call this foul. Referee blew his whistle. They're doing a great job.
Forrest has committed 4 fouls. Bush may not even have to take a shower after this game. He has not played much at all. 49-39. He got into foul trouble, and so did Carter, but Male still with the lead. 7:35 to go. Mike with it now, up top to Burks. Burks to the foul circle. 17-footer straight away, won't fall, and Kirk collects the carom. Kirk gives to Durant with 7:25. Warren Central needs a bucket. Male now has gone zone. Cummings deep on the right wing to Durant, left side to DeWalt, and his pass deflected out of bounds.
Doug, you don't get a lot of carom calls off of these rims. They're not real friendly, do you think?
Little tight, although I've been surprised here with some of these teams that have been able to kind of slop it in around the rim. DeWalt now is out of the game. Wilson is back in. Durant inbounds to Cummings in the right corner. Bush covers him up. He can't get the 3 away. Now to Wilson, back to Cummings. Now the 3 ball, off the mark, tipped up Kirk, no. Mathis comes in, grabs the rebound. Male shooting 58.8%. Warren Central 39.5 here in this game. We've played a minute of the fourth quarter. Male by 10, 49-39. Mathis on the dribble. Long range right side for Male. Bounce pass low to Carter on the right block, goes up. 2-hand dunk, missed it. Whistle, technical, he hung on the rim.
You know, Doug, I hate to mention this, but it's plays like that that can really turn a game around. When you go up, you miss a dunk, then you grab the rim, just put it off the glass strong. Maybe you go to the free throw line. I hope, you know, this may be a game turner. Only time will tell.
2 shots for Durant, and plus Warren Central will get the ball. and the first is no good. Later in the broadcast, we, Lloyd and myself, will select our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Player of the Game. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance will donate $100 in that player's name to the library fund of the player's high school. He missed them both.
Well, Durant had been 2 for 2. Now he's 2 for 4.
That could have cut it to 8, and
Possession of the ball.
And Warren Central in possession.
And Carter comes out of the game.
49-39. 2-3 zone for Male. Here's Cummings off to Durant. Out to Cummings between the circles. In the paint to Kirk. Turnaround over Ballard. Got it. Kirk is tough.
Nice turnaround jumper from the free throw line.
He's got 18 points. 49-41. 8-point lead for Male. 6.5 to go. Ballard down the floor. Front court left side to Burks. To Bush. And now to a driving Shoemate. Can't muscle it in, but he draws the foul. Shoemate kind of runs to that baseline. Then when the pressure comes, he just releases toward the basket. And they get him the ball.
Well, Kirk's doing everything that he can to lead his team back and so that he doesn't finish out the year with a loss here at the state tournament.
He has played very well, and so has this guy, Shoemate, with 11 points. He'll have 2 here with 6:22 to go. His team up by 8. And the first by Casey is good.
I think we both agree that so far the Male bench has been the key to the game.
If Male holds on, I would be willing to have a word or two with Mr. Shoemate as our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Player of the Game. We'll see what happens, though. He hits another shot, 13 for Casey. Has done a good job since he's come in.
4 for 6. 5 for 5 at the free throw line, 13 points.
4 rebounds as well. Anderson to Durant, down in the left corner to Cummings. Now Kirk on the left block, had it stripped away. Foul called, though, against Male. Ballard doesn't think so, but he's going to lose that argument. Greg Ballard with his first personal foul.
Well, when you have as much depth as Male has, you can afford to be very aggressive.
This tournament, or this game, will help Male next year because there are guys who are getting a lot of minutes on this big stage.
Well, Male's certainly going to be reckoned with again with the presence of Michael Bush and some of the younger kids that he has coming up in his program. Of course, Warren Central, there's not any better young talent in the state than they have at Warren Central. So Tim Riley has a great future to look forward to in Bowling Green.
Brandon Kirk will be at the stripe, and the first is up and good, so he'll get another shot here. That's 19 for Kirk. Join us at the half of each game as we honor 2 outstanding Kentucky student athletes. The student athlete of the game sponsored by LG&E Energy, where low rates and great service equal America's best energy value. Kirk lets it fly, and short that time. Ballard with a rebound. And taken away by DeWalt. Fadeaway right of the lane is no good. Ballard after it again. He grabs it. Had it stripped by Forrest. Loose on the floor. Up with it is Kirk.
And
scores!
good.
And a foul. Kirk with the basket.
And his 21st point.
And he'll look for 22 at the line. 51-44. 7-point lead. Now the foul against Mathis. Then that'll be his first. A lot of time left, 5:58 remaining, and Kirk on the strike. And he hits again.
And it's all been since the technical.
51-45. Mathis coming out of the backcourt. Floats a cross-court pass intended for Bush, and a foul.
Michael Bush.
Or is it on Bush? It is. It's on Mike, or is it on Forrest?
33.
Yep, it's on Bush. That's 4 on Bush. Bryce Hibbert staring, looking out at the court. Composed, though. And Forrest will go to the line.
Doug, Bryce Hibbert's always composed. One of the greatest young coaches in the state of Kentucky. And I love the article in Lexington Herald where it says they can mic him for a whole game and never have to bleep out one word. So what a credit to Bryce Hibbert. And I know he's a fine Christian young man. And we just have a lot of great young coaches in this state.
We got to take a time out here. We'll be back with more in a moment here on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio.
They haven't scored since the technical. I think they've outscored them 5-0 or 6-0.
Yeah, it was 10 points at that point.
2 free throws by B.A. Forrest as they got play started a little quicker than we thought. 51-47, 4-point lead, Warren Central, and Male with the basketball and being pressured here by Warren Central. Warren Central has scored 6 in a row. Burks, bounce feed low to Shoemate. Fade away right of the lane, no good. War for the rebound, Ballard has it. Out to Mathis. 3 ball from the left side, on the rim, no. DeWalt collects the carom. Warren Central trying to make the comeback. They give it to Forrest, racing to the front court, down the right of the lane against Bush. And a timeout called for by Warren Central with 5:27 to go. They're going to call it a 30, so we'll stay right here. Stay tuned at the end of the game as we announce the Kentucky State District Council of Carpenters hammering the boards. Rebound leader of the game. The Kentucky State District Council of Carpenters, building Kentucky with hard work, dedication, and pride. Learn more online at www.ksdcc.org.
Doug, I will guarantee you Bryce Hibbert was holding his breath when he blew that whistle for the timeout because he was right in front of Michael Bush. And, you know, it possibly could have been his 5th foul. I know Bryce was scared. He's leaving Bush in the game. He has Carter, another big man on the bench that he can bring back if he needs some size. So I don't think it's a bad move on his part.
Carter has 3 fouls. Well, actually 4, because I guess the technical counts as a personal, doesn't it? So he has 4. So he's on the bench with 4. And Bush is going to play with 4 with 5:27. It was 51-41, and Warren Central has scored 6 in a row.
I don't think Carter had a foul. It was just a, yes, he does. He has 4.
Anderson back in to Durant, dribbles to the right of the lane, out to Cummings for the 3, left of the circle, off the mark. War for the rebound is retrieved by Ballard. Protects the ball in backcourt, hands to Mathis, and Warren Central falls back. 51-47, Warren Central is man-to-man. Dragons trying to make the comeback. Male trying to hang on. A lot of time as we hit the 5-minute mark. Mathis at long range. Bounce pass cross court, left side to Burks. Now posting up Ballard, wheels into the paint, up with the left hand, no. Whistle, what do we have? A foul against
Michael
Male,
Bush.
and Bush is gone.
2 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. Michael Bush was 1 for 3, 0 for 1 3-pointers, no free throws, 2 points, no rebounds, 1 assist, and 5 fouls.
Out with 4:53 remaining. Carter is still seated on the bench, chin in his hand, wondering.
Bush has played less than 12 minutes in this game and got 5 fouls.
Kirk will go to the line. He's made 3 out of 4. He's got 22 points, and he'll get 2 shots here.
I don't believe Male scored since the technical on Carter.
Free throw is good by Kirk. Well, Warren Central definitely has scored 7 in a row. McFarland is in for Warren Central. And Kirk getting ready for his 2nd free throw. He's made 4 of 5 today. He's got 23 points on the way and good. 24, 51, 49. It's a 2-point lead. 4:50 left. Ballard in backcourt. Picks up the dribble. Ball knocked out of his hands and off his knee. It'll be Warren Central's ball. Durant and Anderson will come back in for Warren Central as they substitute offense and ball handling for defense here. Also, Wilson will come back in.
30-second timeout.
And called by Male with 4:48 remaining. Teens and Tobacco scoreboard update. NCAA tournament final. NC State 69, Michigan State 58. Pittsburgh beat Central Connecticut State 71-54. Creighton defeated Florida 83-82 in double overtime. California with a 54-43 lead over Penn with 14:07 to go. First half, Illinois leads San Diego State 27-17. That's with 7:59 left of the half. And at the half, Hawaii is leading Xavier 40-33.
Doug, if you want to know the problems with Male, they have 6 points and a total of 3 rebounds out of LeVar Carter and Michael Bush.
Well, it's going to be up to Shoemate, Ballard, and McKinney here at this point, along with Mathis and Burks. Carter is on the bench with 4. Male with a 2-point lead, 51-49. Anderson looking to get it in, baseline right. It's a pass deflected. Wilson goes and gets it. They try to tie up, and a foul called against Shoemate. That'll be 3 on Casey Shoemate. Bryce Hibbert's getting a little more irritated.
He's getting a lot more irritated. it seems like every time the whistle blows, Warren Central's going to the line.
But they've been very aggressive, and aggressiveness is rewarded.
Exactly.
They've made their own breaks here. Wilson at the line. Free throw up and no good. Here come 3 more Warren Central Dragons.
These are what you call situational substitutions, defense for offense.
Forrest, McFarland, and DeWalt in. And Wilson will be at the line. He's 1 for 3, and he's 2 for 4. He rattled that one down. 51-50, 1-point lead. Ballard stolen by McFarland. Gets it down to DeWalt, slapped away by Mathis. Ball loose on the floor. DeWalt up with it to Forrest. Fadeaway jumper blocked by Ballard, still loose. He comes away with it, grabs it, and what do we have?
Foul on Wilson.
All right, he's close to the baseline. I didn't know whether they called Ballard for stepping on the baseline or not, but they've got a foul against Warren Central. Wilson picks up his 4th foul. This game may come down to a foul shooting contest here, and we have a lot of time left, 4:35. Here come Durant, Kirk, and Anderson back in.
McKinney and Shoemate are in for Bush and Carter.
Out go Wilson, McFarland, and Forrest. And Ballard will be at the free throw line.
You know, Doug, with 4:35 to go, it's really early to put Carter in the game, as physical as it is.
Yep. Ballard at the stripe, and the first shot is good. So Ballard with 7 points. That gives Male a 2-point lead, 52-50. They led 49-39 at the end of 3 quarters.
Ballard 3 for 3 at the line.
He'll try again. Up and long that time. And DeWalt collects the carom. Gives to Kirk. Quickly front court, left side to Cummings. Cummings underneath, pass knocked down. Beautiful play by Burks. Retrieved by Ballard. Gives to McKinney, and now to Greg Ballard. Ballard across the stripe. Front court on the left sideline. And a timeout by Male with 4:19 remaining. Full timeout, so we'll step aside after we hear these messages from Grange Insurance and the Teens and Tobacco Program on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
We're back at Rupp Arena, listening in during the timeout to the Warren Central huddle, and the coach was telling them, look, guys, we still have fouls to give, or we have timeouts to give. Be careful. Take care of the ball, and if you get in trouble, call a timeout and be aggressive. Back to you.
Warren Central has 3 timeouts remaining. Male 2. Mathis penetrating to the foul line.
2 shots.
Put it up, and he got it. He got hacked, and Mathis nailed the shot. 14 for Mathis. He'll look for 15 at the line.
Doug, anytime that you try to chase a guy down and block a shot from the black, whether you block it clean or not, you're going to get a foul. That's a reaction call by the officials, and Mathis made the shot, goes to the free throw line for 1.
McFarland draws the personal, and Mathis, who has hit 3 of 4 today from the line,
That's his first basket this half.
is up there to try to complete the 3-point play, and he does, and all of a sudden, Male has a 5-point lead, 55-50. Durant starts up to DeWalt across the stripe as we near the 4-minute mark. Still a lot of time. DeWalt works to the left side against Ballard. Out to Durant, protects the ball, holds it away from Burks, reverses, dribbles to the left of the lane, into the paint, put it up and in. Nice drive.
Nice job by Wes Durant. He took it right in the paint. Little baby hook under the basket.
Burks being pressured, starting up for Male. Over to Ballard, front court on the left side. Long bounce
Nice
pass underneath
pass.
to Shoemate, and he got it.
Nice pass by Ballard to Shoemate on the block.
Shoemate with 15, 57-52, 5-point lead Male again. Durant, right side to Anderson. Anderson, cross court here, skip pass to Durant. Durant, top of the key, right side to Anderson, launches the 3, short. Rebound hustled down by Burks in the backcourt, right side. Baseball pass down the floor, intercepted by Anderson. He cut in front of Shoemate.
You could see that coming.
Down the floor, left sideline, Warren Central with it. This is Cummings. Out to Anderson, 3:10 left, 57-52 to Kirk at the foul line. Out front to Anderson, launches the 3, straight away, no. Shoemate after the loose ball, but it's retrieved by Durant. Out to Anderson. Anderson left side to Cummings. He fires a 3, got it!
Warren East has hit 4 out of 18 3-pointers. It's not a great percentage, but that was a big shot.
57-55, we've got a timeout called here. It's a full with 2:54 remaining. We're back after we hear this from the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.
We're back in Rupp Arena. Male up by 2 right now. Listening in on the Male timeout, the coach said, guys, we're going man-to-man. Be aggressive. Back to you.
57-55, Johnny Mathis will inbound for the Bulldogs against the full court pressure, holds it over his head and throws it into Ballard in backcourt on the left side to Mathis, who came right out to the baseline, takes it to the basket, pull up from 8 feet, no, rebound tip, Ballard has it, brings it back out of trouble, good play. Hands to Burks, right side to Mathis, Male up 2, 57-55. Mathis on the dribble, way out near the midcourt stripe, being pressured by McFarland. Mathis now retreats on the dribble, kills a little clock.
He's counting. He's going to get a 5-second call.
He dribbles to the top of the key, and you're right. They called the 5-second count on Mathis. Mathis was trying to kill some clock there, but turned it over, and here comes Carter. But for how long?
Well, I'll tell you, he better play with his hands up and his hands off of people. It's a good substitution, though. Ballard's playing good. You need to give him a little bit of rest right here, so he'll, if he does foul out, at least Ballard will be rested.
57-55 as Durant comes across the stripe, being watched by Burks. 2:20 to go. Durant around Burks into the corner. Carter cut him off. Out to Cummings. Cummings dribbles through the foul. Retreats against McKinney, who's checked in for Male. Now to Anderson and out to DeWalt with 2:10 to go. Warren Central down 2. DeWalt being watched by Carter. DeWalt picks up the dribble. Out front to Anderson as we near the 2-minute mark. Cummings against McKinney. Cummings starts toward the left, gives to Kirk, being guarded by Shoemate with 1:55.
Nice patience by Warren Central. They keep turning over their motion offense.
To DeWalt on the left side against Carter. DeWalt puts it on the floor, turns, fires it cross court to Anderson, right corner to Durant, comes inside the three-point line, out to Cummings for the 3 in the lead. Yes!
Warren Central has the lead. 58-57, 1:35.
And Johnny Mathis coming out of the backcourt for Male.
Should get a layup here.
Racing through the court and up to Carter. He lays it in.
3-on-1.
Carter with 6. Down the floor, here is Kirk against Shoemate in the lane. Up with the right hand, no good. And Carter collects the rebound, protects the ball, needs some help with it. Gets it to Burks in backcourt with 1:13. 59-58 as Burks dribbles through the pack, has a chance to get to Shoemate, and he lays it in.
Nice concentration by Shoemate. He goes to the block where he's supposed to go.
61-58, three-point lead Male. Anderson launches a 3 from the right, no good. Rebound Kirk, and he's fouled underneath.
Shoemate.
Frenzied action there as both teams had the lead for a second, but Shoemate with a couple of layups.
His 4th.
And Kirk will go to the line.
As Kirk goes to the line, he's hit 5 out of 6 today, 13 out of 20 for Warren Central. Male's hit 12 out of 15.
Kirk has 24 on the day, and he needs these two desperately. And he got the front one, hit the front rim, and fell over. If Warren Central pulls this game out, he is without question our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Player of the Game.
More substitutional situation here. They put the defensive players in, take the offensive players out.
61-59, and Kirk ready to let it fly. On the rim, no. Carter with a rebound. Lobs it up ahead to McKinney. Stephen across the stripe with a long lead pass, and Shoemate could not hold it. McKinney forced it that time, didn't need to make the pass. Turns it over.
Doug, if there's anything that young kids have is sometimes they don't have the importance of what's a big play. That was a big possession.
It'll be DeWalt to inbound. If Male holds on, I think Casey Shoemate would be our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance candidate to be player of the game, but they may not hold on. Here is Durant starting up, being guarded by Burks. Durant across the time stripe with 35 seconds. Durant right side to Anderson with 33 seconds. Now to Cummings at the three-point line. Into the lane he goes.
He's going to the line.
He got it deflected and tried to bat it up toward the rim, but he got hacked as he started toward the hole.
The kid has a quick first step. I mean, he can penetrate that line pretty quickly.
McKinney with the personal for Male. With 30.7 seconds left, Cummings on the line. He has 13 today, and the free throw is good. He looks very confident up there, 61-60.
Well, Doug, one of the things that happens is he's hit a couple of three-pointers that come out to guard him. With his quickness, he could penetrate and take it to the middle and get fouled.
at 61 with 30.7 seconds to play. Mike Bush is fouled out for Male. Carter playing with 4.
Wilson in for Cummings for defensive purposes.
Shoemate playing with 4 for Male. Mathis looking to get it in. Count is on. He lobs it into Carter and back to Mathis. Johnny starts up, beats the defense to the line, to the lane, floated up, no good. Volleyball around Shoemate. Backed up, blocked by DeWalt. Rebound Wilson. 19 seconds to go. Here comes Warren Central, and they want a timeout, I believe, to set something up.
Everybody in the arena's up.
16 seconds to go. We'll stay right here.
Doug, everybody in this arena stood up on that possession by Warren Central, and I don't think they're going to be pulling for Male.
Mathis made a finger roll layup that nearly went in. Shoemate got the rebound, put it back. It was blocked by DeWalt. And then Warren Central got possession, brought it into the offensive end, took a timeout, and now they have 16 seconds left with the game tied at 61. What will they do?
Well, they're going to bring it in, and I'd say they're going to put it in Kirk's hand at least once. They certainly don't need a three-pointer here. And they need to get down to about no more than 7 seconds, try to get a shot off so that Male can come back and run out the other way. Male has to make sure that a guard or somebody gets back to protect the goal should they miss a shot and somebody run out for Male. Doug, I don't know what you thought, but there was a lot of hand in the net when Mathis shot the shot. You know, it's a fine line. I'm not saying it should have been called, but I know something Male will look at for a long time if they should end up losing this game.
Let's go to Robert for a second.
Coach Tim Riley in that huddle told his team, I want you to shoot it with 5 seconds to go, and we'll go into tomorrow morning semifinals.
Cummings will inbound here on the near sideline. Now he has to hold his spot. He cannot move along the sideline. Male, hard man-to-man, inbounds to Durant with 14 seconds left. Durant starting up against Burks, now to Kirk with 9 seconds to go. Kirk working against Shoemate behind the back, lost it, loose on the floor. McKinney comes down with it and slides on the sideline. It'll be Warren Central's ball with 4.3 seconds left. McKinney nearly had the steal for Male, but slid out of bounds. So now we'll have an inbounds play across the way.
Doug, one thing you do not want to do here, don't throw a cross-court pass. That's the easiest thing for Male to steal right here.
Cummings into Durant, 3.5 seconds left. Durant an off-balance three, short, off the rim, and that's the end of regulation. We are tied at 61, headed to overtime. We're back after this from the KHSAA and the Lexington Herald Leader on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. We're back here at courtside at Rupp Arena. This is Doug Orme. Let's go over to Robert Lindsay.
Coach Hibbert in his timeout with his Bulldogs told him, look, if we get the tip, you can break down and score, then we'll go man-to-man.
The tap will be at center circle, 4-minute overtime.
Well, Doug, Coach Riley's probably conceding this tap. He has his defensive unit in, and he's done a great job of getting his offensive men in and his defensive men in on different possessions.
Wilson will jump it up against Carter. And the tap is controlled by Male. Burks in backcourt to Mathis. 61 all. Overtime just underway. Our second overtime game of the tournament and the second for Warren Central.
Penetration by Mathis coming up here. 1-4 baseline.
Mathis penetrates to the foul line, right side to Burks. He drives it through the lane to the left side. Gets it in the corner to McKinney. McKinney backs it out along the left sideline and comes out near the center of the floor to balance it up. 3.5 minutes to go in overtime. Tied at 61. McKinney drives right of the lane, dumps it off to Shoemate, takes it up, no. Rebound Kirk for Warren Central. Kirk protects the ball in backcourt, bounces it up to Durant. Durant down the floor, right side to Wilson. Out to Durant, guarded by Burks. Neither team has scored yet in overtime. We're tied at 61. Burks with a tap away from behind.
And Ballard will come in for Shoemate right here. The more experienced Greg Ballard, who usually starts.
Anderson and Cummings come back for Warren Central. 3:12 left in overtime. Warren Central beat Riles 63-54 in overtime in the first round. So the Dragons are used to playing extra time. Inbounds to Kirk and out of Durant near midcourt. Durant puts it on the floor with Burks after him. Burks reverses, goes back toward the right baseline, pulls up, doesn't have a shot, out to DeWalt at the three-point line. He wants to go one-on-one with Carter. To Durant, a three, right corner, no good. Bounces high, rebound loose on the deck. McKinney knocks it out of bounds.
McKinney goes to the floor trying to get the loose ball, but knocks it out of bounds under the basket. Warren Central will take it out under their own goal.
2:52 left. Neither team has scored in overtime. Durant lobs it into DeWalt. Left side of the free throw circle, out to Durant. He dribbles on the left wing. Clears it out now to Kirk, and now to Anderson with 2:43 left. Right side to DeWalt against Carter. DeWalt holds it high over his head. Low they go to Kirk against Ballard. Kirk wants to work one-on-one, wheels along the baseline, no good. Hit the bottom of the board, and Burks up with a loose ball for Male. He is hit from behind, fouled by Kirk. That's his fourth foul. 4 for Wilson, 4 for Kirk for Warren Central, 4 for Forrest for the Dragons. Shoemate has 4. Carter has 4 for Male. Bush is fouled out for the Bulldogs.
Well, that wasn't a real good offensive move by Kirk with he gives up about 5 inches to Carter. He tried to back him in and then do the duck under move, and the lane was full of white jerseys by Male. And then he turns around and fouls Burks 90 feet from the basket.
And he's a great foul shooter. Hits him at 72%, and he hits the first one to give Male the lead, 62-61. Burke's second shot rolls in there, 63-61 Bulldogs, 2.5 to play. Overtime number 1 as Durant walks it up, gives to Kirk. Across the time stripe, being guarded by Ballard. Male with 3 timeouts remaining, Warren Central with 2. Cummings working long range against McKinney, goes baseline right side. Stephen cuts him off. Now they feed it to Kirk in the right corner against Ballard. Kirk wants to go one-on-one. Bounce pass to a cutting Durant. Nice head and shoulder fake. Nice feed to Walt. Missed the shot. Gets his own. Goes back up and can't score, and a foul.
It's going to be Ballard or Carter.
Ballard has his hands straight up. Let's see what they call. It's on Ballard. That's his second foul. And going to the line will be Lonell DeWalt, who has 4 points today. He's made 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
We'll give the sophomore credit. He had 2 great offensive rebounds there to keep the ball alive.
Misses the first foul shot.
Here comes a 3 for 3. 3 defensive players for 3 offensive players.
Forrest, McFarland coming in. Wilson as well for Warren Central. 2:02 remaining. 63-61 Male. DeWalt's shot is good this time. Perfect. 63-62. 1 point lead Male. Ballard inbounds to Mathis. And what do we have? Timeout. Mathis makes that hop kind sometimes when he receives the ball. We've got a full timeout. And we will step aside. Hear this from your local stations on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. All right, back we are. Play set to resume. And Mathis will throw it in bounds here with Male holding on to a slim 1 point lead, 63-62. Mathis looking, gets it underneath to Ballard. And Greg starts up for Male. Comes across the stripe, fires it to McKinney on the front court, left side.
Nice decision not to pass it.
Backs it out now to give to Burks with 1:50, and now to Mathis. They want it in his hands. Johnny puts it on the floor, nearly palmed it, turned it over.
And was still on top.
McKinney now to Burks. Burks penetrates to the line and dribbles off into the left corner. Gets it out to Mathis with 1:35. Forrest pokes at it. Mathis protects the ball, gives to Burks again with 1:30. Burks on the dribble, works to the right of the lane in the corner to Carter. Carter puts down a 1-bounce dribble, needs some help, bounces it to Mathis along the baseline, knocked out of bounds. It'll come back to Male.
Doug, I don't know if I was Male, if I was going to go in and stall, not take any more shots, rely on the free throws, then I probably would have taken Carter out right here.
1:24 remaining. Burks set to inbound. Lobs it into LeVar Carter. Goes way up to grab it, working one-on-one right of the lane, drives inside, and we've got a whistle and a foul. It'll go against DeWalt, and that'll be his third. Well, the one thing, though, when he stays in, it gives you that outlet for that lob pass off the inbounds, which you need to get the ball in.
Well, that's a great point right there. If they're going to go 4 corners, though, he's a little frightening. If he misses these 2, he's real frightening.
Right. Carter on the line for Male. First is good. Dead
nice
center
shot.
of that one. 64-62. Warren Central down 2. They will have their chance, though. Here come their offensive guys in. Cummings, Durant, Anderson.
It's like a football game.
Yep. Carter getting ready for his second shot. Lets it fly. Got it.
Nice job by LeVar Carter. That puts it at the 3-point lead. A big free throw right there.
They do not need a three at this point, does Warren Central.
Not at all.
Left side, Cummings. Cummings, top of the circle at long range. Right side to Anderson with 1:08. Anderson against Mathis. Male by 3, 65-62. Anderson, and let's see, what do we have? Timeout call by Warren Central. He was going to maybe be in trouble, but with 1:02 left, full timeout. We'll stay right here. And in a moment, we'll hear from Robert at the table once he has determined what strategy maybe he'll get from one of the two teams here. Teens and Tobacco scoreboard update. Big shocker today. Creighton beat Florida in double overtime, 83-82. California leading Penn 75-65 with 1:12 left. Late first half, Illinois on top of San Diego State, 42-25. 3:45 left, Hawaii, 10-point lead on Xavier, 58-48.
Well, Doug, I think that one thing that Warren Central needs to look at right here, they don't need a 3, as you said. They need to get a 2. They need to get the best shot they can get right here. If it's a 2, maybe on a back door, call a quick timeout. He'll put his 3 defensive players back in. They're playing good enough defense that they have plenty of time with 1:02 left, and Male just with the 3-point lead. But they do have to have a 2-point basket at least this possession.
If Male hangs on, our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Player of the Game will be Casey Shoemate, who has contributed 17 points and 6 rebounds in this game and has played a lot of minutes. Mike Bush fouled out, played only 12 minutes today. All right, play set to resume. Anderson. Right side it goes to Cummings with 58 seconds left. Now to Durant against Carter. Will fire a 3 from the left side and nail it. Oh my! Durant ties the game at 65. 45 seconds left as Burks comes across the stripe. Right side Carter to the right of the lane. One hands it up and in. Carter gets it down, gives Male the lead.
4 big points for Carter in this last minute and a half.
67-65, 33 seconds to go. Durant working long range, stops, 3-point line, open, pulls the trigger. No good. Mathis for the rebound. Contact. Carter comes up with a loose ball, and what do we have? A foul against Durant. We couldn't get to Robert there a moment ago. Robert, if you're with us, what was going on in the huddle?
Right. Well, the Male coach was telling his team, look, a 2 won't beat us. If they get a 3, call a timeout. Of course, we saw what happened. And he said, just get back down and take care of the ball and get a good shot and hold it to the last shot.
67-65, and Carter, who has played huge here in the last 35 seconds or so, has 10 points.
I thought Warren Central might call a timeout, but they only have 1 left.
Free throw good by Carter.
5 straight points for Carter in this overtime.
68-65. We may have to reserve our right to change for our Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Not enough minutes played, right?
Well, I mean, he's played big here down the stretch.
He's played great. 6 points.
He nails it again. 69-65, 26 seconds to play. Kirk starts up, 4-point lead for Male. Kirk against Ballard, 20 seconds to go. Kirk dribbles to the right of the lane. Off-balance shot, fadeaway is good by Kirk.
Timeout, Warren.
Timeout by Warren Central as Kirk gets it down.
That's their last, probably all they're going to need.
27 for Kirk. Let's hold it right here. If Male wins, again, we were talking about Shoemate, who has played great. Carter has risen to the occasion here with 6 consecutive points coming down the stretch.
Doug, I don't want to get off the game plan, but on the end of the bench is Forrest Abel. The guy got me started at Fairdale, was in the all-tournament team here in 1951, played at Western Kentucky for all you Warren Central fans. He's driving the team bus for Male.
Probably wishes he was in the game right now.
I know he wishes he was.
Ballard looking to get it in. He looks, he runs the baseline in and was knocked out of bounds by Durant.
Made a concerted effort to get it to Burks, their free throw shooter.
14.4 seconds remaining. Ballard will have to inbound again. Gets it into Carter this time against DeWalt. Now to Mathis. Mathis has Burks open, but he decided not to risk a pass, and he's fouled by Durant with 10 seconds to go.
Well, what Coach Hibbard's hoping for is 2 free throws. What Tim Riley's hoping for is to miss at least 1 and get the rebound. Still plenty of time. 10.4 is a long time in a basketball game.
Mathis has 15, And he'll have 2 shots here. He's made 4 of 5 from the line. Free throw is good by Mathis. And Male has made their foul shots here.
Hit them down the stretch when it counted.
Carter's made a few. Now Mathis has knocked in 1. Shoemate's perfect from the line today. 70-67.
The offensive unit is back in.
For Warren Central as Mathis pulls the trigger. Perfect. 71-67. Full timeout called by Male. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network. All right, we're back at courtside, 71-67. Lloyd?
Doug, one thing that Bryce Hibbert, I'm sure, is telling his team right now, there's 10.4 seconds. If that clock is under 5, don't even attempt to take the ball out of bounds because Warren Central doesn't have any timeouts left. Also, somebody play at our end of the floor, make sure they don't roll it to half court before they ever pick it up. Those should be some of the things that he's going over. Whatever you do, don't foul a jump shooter.
Yeah, you don't want to foul somebody throwing up a 3 and turn it into a 4-point play.
Exactly.
Although I saw that in an NBA game a couple of years ago when Larry Johnson of the Knicks hit one. So if it happens in the pros, it sure as heck can happen here at the high school level.
Well, we've already seen anything can happen in high school basketball.
71-67, Male in a battle here, trying to advance to the upper bracket semis where they would meet Paducah Tillman, who beat Mason County 64-51 in our first game. All right, it'll be Warren Central's ball.
All Male needs to do is make them eat up 6.4 seconds and the game is over.
Brock Whitney will throw it inbounds. Male is going to put some pressure up court to make them, as Lloyd points out, use the clock.
They only have 4 players on the floor. Warren Central only has 4 players out there.
Well, now they're going to have.
Here we go.
They're going to have a 5th one.
Cunningham comes off the bench.
Hard enough to win this tournament with however many you're allowed. Cummings is in.
Do you know he wouldn't have been able to come in here because the horn had blown? He's got to go back to the bench.
And Forrest, who I think was in the game, I guess.
No, 33 was in.
DeWalt was in. And Cummings is now out, and Forrest is in. All right, here's the baseball pass, comes into Kirk at midcourt. Fires it up ahead, knocked down by Carter. And this ball game is going to be history. Carter with a slam dunk, exclamation point, 73-67 over. Male wins. They advance to the semifinals. Our player of the game, we're going to make a quick judgment and give it to Casey Shoemate. Casey Shoemate, wearing number 32 for the Male Bulldogs, will be our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance player of the game. Really tight between him and LeVar Carter. LeVar with 14 points. He scored 10 of those in the overtime.
Doug, you surprised me there at the end with the steal and the slam dunk. What a great choice, Shoemate.
Shoemate with 17 points, had to play a ton of minutes. And let's put the headphones on so he can hear us. And Casey has come on over here to the table. Casey, congratulations. You're our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance player of the game. It was close between you and LeVar, I have to tell you, but you had minutes today when Mike got in foul trouble and LeVar. Just talk about how you had to kind of step up today when basically your season was on the line.
Well, what Coach has been talking about all year, when the players go out that we need people to come off the bench and step up, and that's what I did today, and I thought that's what my role was all year. And then today I just stepped up a little more than usual.
Warren Central made a big comeback in the fourth quarter. They outscored you guys by 10 to send it to overtime. How concerned were you then when you went into the extra session?
Well, I was a little concerned, but I knew his team has played tougher games than this, and we've had hard off season. And thanks to the man upstairs, we'll keep going.
You play Paducah Tillman tomorrow morning. Go get some rest right now. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
That's Casey Shoemate, who our Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance player of the game. 17 points, 6 of 11 shooting.
5 for 5 at the free throw line, 6 rebounds. What a great job off the bench.
Did a great job when Bush got himself into foul trouble. We're back to kind of collect our thoughts, wrap things up, talk about tonight's quarterfinal game. They'll have to go some to beat today's action on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Radio Network.